I get so many questions about over-the-counter insoles. Are they good? Do they help with flat feet? Why do I need something custom? So instead of talking about it, I'm deciding to go over to my local pharmacy, see what they have in their offerings, and buy a couple pairs and come back to talk to you about it. So come on, let's go. So before I get there, I thought I could share a couple of my hypotheses about what the orthotics will be like just based on memory. I think I've bought Dr. Scholl's orthotics once, maybe twice in my entire life. I don't remember that they helped with my foot pain. I do remember that they were pretty soft. They felt fine in my shoe, but after a couple days, I forgot that they were there. And maybe a week or two later, I took them out because they weren't providing too much support. I predict they haven't changed a whole lot since I last used them. I am excited to see some of the marketing gimmicks. I hope they have a lot of cool gel or foam and cushion things that you can press and feel. And maybe the CVS will have a custom machine. I have seen these a couple times where you go in the back, there's like this machine that you can step on and it tells you there's a custom orthotic that they have for you. But really it's like one of 4 or 5 different types that they have that they recommend based on I don't know what. So we'll see. Just one other thing that occurred to me as I head over there, in terms of the different brands that they have. As far as I remember, I've only ever seen CVS Health and Dr. Scholl's brand, so it'd be kind of interesting if they've expanded their offerings a bit. The CVS I'm going to is pretty big, and I think it's a pretty representative kind of pharmacy place where people get over-the-counter insoles. So again, another thing to check out when we're there. All right, here we are. Let's go in and see what they have to offer. Household. All right, we found the holy grail of all the custom orthotics. Let's see what we got. Dr. Scholl's, CVS Health, dual purpose. They also have these kind of like cushions just for the heel. All very interesting. Let's see what kind of conditions they have. They have these like men's ones, which are kind of funny. Pain prevention, knee prevention, or knee pain prevention, plantar fasciitis, gel fit. Let's see. Soft, super soft. Yeah, this has like some beads. What is it? Hey, just dropped my phone. What is Revitalize? Dual gel, extra comfort, heavy duty. All right, so let's see. And the prices, they're all like they range from like the cheapest odor stopper insoles, $13, to what's the most expensive? $27 for knee pain. Interesting. So why don't we buy?
Welcome. If you have your Apple TV.
All right, $72.
Scan coupon.
All right, I have my insole loot. Let's get back home and take a look at these, and I'll tell you a little bit about my thoughts on how they function. I will say I was pretty non-surprised by how all the insoles were basically just either foam cushions or gel cushions. I hope that the 4 that I selected kind of demonstrate the problems with gel and foam. They had some, I guess the coloring was kind of cool for a lot of them. I don't know. I don't have a whole lot to say. They were all kind of underwhelming. All right, I am back with my loot. What did I get? I got Prevent Pain Dr. Scholl's insoles, CVS brand Ultra Fit gel insoles, this other thing called Cushion gel insoles, and finally Dr. Scholl's Work all day insoles with massaging gel. So why did I get these 4? Well, they all seem to be kind of different looking, and they all kind of promise to feel really good. So why don't we check out, just from the box, a couple things that stick out about all of them. They are all enable you to touch them, which I think is a good sales gimmick, but it doesn't really mean a lot, especially, for example, on this insole, you're feeling the bottom. Why does the bottom that's touching the bottom of your shoe need to have kind of contours or these like gel components? Your foot isn't even on them, and they're really soft. I mean, really soft. Here's another one that seems to be maybe a little bit firmer, this Prevent Pain, but also really soft. Targeted gel cushioning on this Ultra Fit. I'm not sure what Ultra Fit means. I would hope that it would fit really well. And then the last one, I don't even know if I have a whole lot to say about this. It is just so soft, and it doesn't look like it has really any support whatsoever, but let's open them up. All right, I'm going to start with the one that I'm least hopeful about, the cushion gel insoles from CVS. Let's see if I can do it. All right, I got them. What can I possibly say? Well, it's good that it has left and right specified on the bottom. I don't know if you can see, but otherwise, I mean, this cannot be serious. How can something that can crumple this easily offer any support? I understand that perhaps it has a little bit of gel cushion in it, but after you walk on this for, I mean, I can't even imagine more than a few steps, is it going to lose its elasticity? This is just, I think when people are asking about over-the-counter insoles versus custom orthotics, they're not referring to this. What does it say that it does? It has a ball of foot zone, massaging gel. I mean, massaging gel, what does that mean? Just gel? Heel zone, absorbs shock and impact on heel. I mean, the heel is so thin. How is this absorbing shock? If I can pinch it and just feel my fingers touching each other, I don't think it's absorbing a lot of shock. Peel and stick design so it stays in place. I see, there's like this sticky thing on there. I'm gonna give this an F. All right, on to the next one. Okay, the next one up is the Dr. Scholl's Work All Day Insoles. These look pretty impressive, but I have a feeling they're not gonna stand up to any real resistance. So let's get them open. This one's easier. I mean, the second I take them out, they do this. So again, I'm not sure what this could possibly be doing for your foot. I mean, there's a heel cup, but like it can just completely unfold with the lightest pressure. Bear in mind, I'm putting maybe 20, 30 pounds of pressure with my fingers. Anyone standing on this who weighs more than 100 pounds, it's just gonna completely flatten it. There's no arch support whatsoever. I mean, my fingers are touching each other on the arch. There's no like additional thickness. And there is this gel cushion here, but it is really, really, really thin and flimsy. And like, look at the quality on this thing. You can just pull it apart. I know it seems like, why would anyone, do this? But if you take step after step and it's rubbing and the friction, this thing is gonna fall off in a few weeks. Despite this one being the most expensive one I purchased from the CVS, this was, I think, 20 something dollars. This also gets an F. All right, let's do the next one. All right, the next one I want to talk about is Comfort Ultra Fit Gel Insoles. And all of these have this theme of being gel, ultra fit, comfort, but they don't really talk about how they're doing any sort of corrective or even analgesic, pain relieving things other than it has big gel cushions on the bottom. So let's get these open and talk about it. Also has a nice little feel hole. I don't know what this is about. All right, here's the big reveal. Again, pretty flimsy. I mean, this is what is supposed to be offering you support. This one's nice in that it says comfort on the bottom, which is good, but again, there's no actual heel support. This piece of rubber is completely flimsy. You can fold it up like this. The heel cup completely flattens. And yeah, just all in all, quite surprised and disappointed with how flimsy and non-supportive these insoles are. Even though they're not custom, they could have a more supportive arch right here. It could have a toe bar that is able to elevate the toes and enable more blood flow. And again, these are just really, really shoddily put together. I can start to see where it'll break down in the middle. And again, but if you're walking and there's friction happening over and over and over again, any sort of glued seams on an orthotic or insole is going to fall apart eventually. So it's a single piece of gel foamy rubber. I don't know what it's for, but you can buy it. All right, let's look at the last one. It's the one that I have the highest hopes for. We'll see if it lives up to the expectations. I give this an F again. Prevent pain. So this is the first one offering to do some sort of prevention, which is a key component of what orthotics are for and can do. We'll see if it lives up to the test, and we get the nice feel button. So always like that. All right. Okay. You can see there has a little bit more structure to it. And I had a feeling because on the bottom, there was, there was this plastic. Offers a little bit of support. I'm not going to say it offers a lot of support. Let's see, can we fold it in half? I mean, it still folds right in half. Oh, and this is a separate piece, so it'll come off after a few uses anyway. But offers a little bit more support. There is a tiny bit of arch contour. And I can imagine that if you had really, really subtle pain, this could provide temporary relief. But there's just no structure to it. There's no, let's look at the massaging gel that the other one may have. There's no like cool design features or anything like that. There's no gel. This is just, I mean, it is a piece of foam that is identical to what your shoes come with. It really isn't any different. The only thing that this can brag about is it has this kind of cheap piece of plastic here that offers a tiny bit. I mean, I don't even know if it's offering anything. It's so flimsy. I think I give it an F. Let's do a recap. All right, my recap of the over-the-counter insoles. From worst to worst, I'd say, because they all let me down. This is like embarrassing. This is just garbage. This is doing nothing for anybody. F minus. Next, also worse. Oh, it's tough. I think it's got to be these work insoles because they look so rugged from the bottom, but then when you feel it, I mean, it is like so flimsy. How can an orthotic that's providing any support do this? This is my review. Okay, now we're getting to, which one was this? This one was called the Ultra Fit Gel Insole. Maybe it gets 1 point higher because it says comfort on it, so you know what it's supposed to at least try to be doing. It does have like a little bit of extra rubber under the forefoot, which might, I mean, it's so thin, and when you touch it, it's not like it adds any thickness to it, so it's not really a structural support. And when I'm pushing like this, it feels the same throughout. There's no arch support. I mean, it's completely flat. I don't know what this is for. It looks a little bit nicer. I like the pink, so I'm gonna give it, instead of an F minus, I'll give this one just an F. Okay, and then the best of the worst. This is the Prevent Pain. You can see that there is a tiny contour here, which is something, although it's so small, I can't imagine it has any real like noticeable effect. And it does have this piece of plastic that could offer temporary support. This yellow thing here is just decorative. There's no thickness to it. My fingers are completely touching each other. And the fact, okay, so it's a little bit harder to squeeze up, but I mean, there's no support here that is going to be able to handle anybody's body weight. So this one gets an F. So in summary, I hope you can see that these over-the-counter insoles, they have a lot of gimmicks to them. They say that they prevent pain. They say that they have massaging gel. On further inspection, you can see they really don't have any structural support or anything that's going to offer lasting, durable pain relief. And that's where custom orthotics come in. So if you want to learn more, head to stridesoles.com and test out our process. See how scanning your foot, answering a few questions can allow our podiatry team to build you the perfect custom insole that not only feels